Hi, my name is Nadia Smirnova-Mierau, and I'm here with Courtney Roberts. We're going to be talking about the Kepler Conference that's coming up in January 2018, January 25th to 28th in Florida. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Nadia.
Courtney, tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
That's the question, isn't it? Who are you? I've been an astrologer for a long time, actually, since I was a teenager. But I've always been a little weird as an astrologer. I never quite fit the typical profile, whatever that may be. I was always a little more interested in the academic side of it, the history, and especially the research and the science side. And, it took a long time for me to, I think, fully grow into my true potential as an astrologer. But nowadays, I'm really happy with what we're doing with the Canaveral Research Center and the Kepler Conference, and really exploring the research side, the more evidence-based side of astrology. It's just such an exciting time to be doing that now.
Excellent. Are you also a practicing astrologer, right?
Oh, yes. And I've done readings since, like I said, since I was a teenager. I did the master's degree in cultural astronomy and astrology with Nick Campion when it was a top program at Bath Spa back in 2003, 2004. So I got my master's in astrology. I guess there's not too many people who can actually say that. And
yes, not too many people can say that. That's excellent.
It was a great program. It really was. Especially, as I said, it's an online program now with the University of Wales. But back in those days, it was a taught program at a brick and mortar university in Bath, and just an incredible program. We had the most amazing speakers and teachers coming through there.
This is very cool. Not too many people know that astrology is actually taught formally, and you can get a master's degree in astrology in US or in any country, but these days you can, and these days you can. It's amazing. Let's talk about the conference. I'm very excited. It's going to be my first time at the conference, and I'm excited to meet amazing astrologers who specialize in research. Tell me, how did the conference start? What's the roots of it?
Well, it all goes back to June of 2015. When I had just returned from working in Saudi Arabia for several years, and I came back to Florida. I'm actually a Florida native, going way back. And a friend of mine, we were doing a research project, came down to visit me, and we made plans to go visit David and Faye Cochran over in Gainesville, which is only a couple of hours from where I am. And I think we wanted to talk about some of the ins and outs of the serious research program that we were using at the time. And once we got to the house, I hadn't seen David in years, but we started talking, and we realized that both of us had the same dream. Both of us were very much on the same wavelength. We both really wanted to produce a research conference in Florida in the winter. Research isn't the easiest sell in the world, okay? But Florida in the winter, people respond pretty positively to that. And both of us had the same idea. And now David had tried to get it rolling, but if you know David, he depends on Faye to
You're talking about David Cochran?
Yeah, David Cochran. He depends on Faye to carry a lot of the business end of it, and she just had her hands full. She wasn't having it. So he was, kind of stymied. So when I showed up, fresh back from overseas, looking, to get back into my new life in America, it was just really, kismet. It was perfect. We just, it seems like in a matter of 5 minutes, we sort of all came together on the same page, and we named it the Kepler Conference, Building the Future of Astrology, and we were ready to roll, and the rest is history.
Wow, so this is the top of the line scientific astrology conference, right? Am I correct?
That's what we're aiming for, Nadia. Yeah, we're really trying to keep the standards high.
Excellent. I feel I so belong with my background and my topic. So I'm really, really excited. Tell me a little more about who's coming to this conference in January.
Well, we have we're expanding this year. This will be our second one, and the first one, I have to say, being as impartial as I possibly can, was actually a raging success. And you don't have to take my word for it. I was actually, it's all kind of a blur to me. I was pretty busy, but really, it was even to me, it was surprisingly successful, and people were so happy with how it all turned out. You know, we really came together in that spirit of discovery and just had a lot of fun at a research conference. And, you know, that's one of the things we're really going for. We're in Florida, we're at the beach. It's not your grandfather's research conference, okay? I know research can be hard going. It's not everybody's idea of a good time. So we really try to make it accessible and interactive and, you know, full of relationships and people and really, you know, personal teaching and learning opportunities that make research just so much more accessible and meaningful to people. Now, we have a lot of the speakers from the first conference that will be coming back for their second Kepler Conference, which is exciting. You know, we want to build, you know, we like to get the continuity. David Cochran will be back with his work, of course, and then Linda Berry has been working very closely with him on their vibrational astrology research into harmonics, so she'll be back. Cassandra Butler is coming back down. She's got two really interesting projects that she's doing. Dr. Will Morris will be back from Texas. Dr. Bruce Schofield is coming back as well. And we have a lot of new speakers this year, which is really exciting. Ehsan Kazani is coming from Iran. And of course, Nadia is coming down from New York, and you've got a great topic. Manda Selva is coming from California. She's got some really interesting research on midpoints. Rahul Thakur is coming from India. He's doing some great work in nanotechnology and in influence on metals. Ken Irving is coming, and Ken has got just a great presentation that he's going to do. You know, he lived a lot of the history of astrological research, so we're really looking forward to hosting him there. So I think we've got at this point about 18 speakers, which is a little bit more than we had in the first one. So we're growing already.
That is very, very exciting. Do you think the conference is going to be catering to advanced astrologers, or do you think beginner intermediate can also come in and get a value out of listening to the research lectures?
Well, that's a really good question, you know, and again, our job is to communicate the research. I mean, anybody can go and talk over people's heads. You know, that doesn't really require any talent. Our job is to clearly communicate the scientific and research side of astrology to regular astrologers. So I like to think that if somebody has a basic understanding of astrology, that they're going to be able to make a lot of sense out of what's happening. We also encourage interaction. We really encourage questions, and we try to give people a lot of time to socialize and chat with each other and answer each other's questions. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for. And obviously, even if someone doesn't have a really in-depth background in astrology, if they've got a good science background or any kind of a research background, then yeah, I think they can fit in pretty well.
Tell me a little bit about the hotel and fun stuff that you guys prepared for attendees and speakers. What's going to be happening there besides all the phenomenal lectures?
Well, the site is really special, and I have to say it worked really well for us the last time. And in fact, at the first conference, you know, we couldn't have planned this, but NASA actually scheduled a rocket launch during our conference. So we had we had to take a break and run out to the beach, because we're right on the beach, and literally you can look right up the coast and watch them launch from the Kennedy Space Center. So that was really exciting. I can't promise that that's going to happen this year, but you never know. They surprised us at the first conference. The hotel, the International Palms Resort and Conference Center, it's right on the beach in Cocoa Beach, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a large resort property. They've got a really big heated pool, which is great in January. There's a hot tub. There's all kinds of sports and recreational activities there that are free for the hotel guests, like basketball, tennis, volleyball, sand volleyball, and they'll give you the equipment that you need to play for free. Again, it's right there on the beach, so it's perfect for, you know, romantic walks on the beach at sunrise. There's always a beautiful sunrise every morning. So I think we're really lucky to get this property. It's even right next door to a county park that's on the beach that's got beautiful trails over the dunes, and it's just, again, right next door. You can just walk right over there. So we really got lucky with this property.
So if people are signing up for the conference, they can also stay a little longer and enjoy the vacation and the conference all in one. I have another question for you. Does Kepler Conference has anything to do with the Kepler College?
No, we're named after Johann Kepler, the great astronomer and astrologer. And, you know, David Cochran, that's the name of his #1 software program, is the Kepler.
Right.
So that was why we happened to fasten on to that name. So there's no official affiliation. The name Kepler is used all over the world for a number of different research and science initiatives. And we're just very proud to, you know, try to live up to the standards that he set for astrological research.
But do Kepler College students of astrology come to the conference?
Oh yeah, we have quite a few. Maria Matus is working with us right now on our educational program. We're really glad to have her. Yes, we had a number of former Kepler students that came to the first conference, and I'm sure we'll get more at the next. You know, they're the kind of people that are interested in serious astrological initiatives, and that's definitely what we're doing.
Fabulous. What's the future for the Kepler Conference?
Well, I think it's pretty exciting. I've always looked at this as, you know, a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. We're looking to build the astrology of the future and to build the future of astrology. And of course, that doesn't happen overnight. But our basic modus operandi is holding astrology to the same high standards as any other professional field, and producing reliable, replicable research results, compiling and compounding the body of research results, publishing, etc. And all of this is not an academic venture per se. It's very practical, because our overall goal is improving the field for everybody. As I'm sure you know, astrology is not exactly held in the highest esteem in the West. You know, science hates us, religion hates us. That's pretty special. You know, how many fields can say that? And at the end of the day, while, you know, they've all got their biases and prejudices, I think at the end of the day, you know, we have to look to ourselves and say, well, hey, what are we doing wrong? And that's where, you know, holding ourselves to the same high standards as any other field comes in. We need to do that. And I think that in building up that body of research results, what we're really aiming for are, you know, reliable products and services that people know they can depend on, and that people eventually, you know, they won't be able to afford not to use them, because we've made the case for what we do. And right now, they don't respect us because we haven't made the case, and everybody else has had to do that in their fields. So, you know, it's kind of a bootstrap operation in that sense. And that's how I see the future. On the one hand, the Kepler Conference is kind of our flagship venture, and it's important. It brings everybody together, and it sets goals for the research community. But we also have an educational program And that's extremely important. You know, astrologers need research, education, and with each passing month, there's more that we need to teach because the results are coming out pretty thick and fast right now. We are a proper research center, and we are doing our own projects, and we're also trying to, and this is my dream, my big goal, really build the astrological big data platform. We don't have that yet. We have bits and pieces spread out all over the place, but we really don't have the appropriate research platform to really do the kind of work that needs to be done. But we're moving in that direction. And again, it's something I literally go to bed at night and wake up every morning dreaming of, you know, so we're pulling those pieces together. So that's what the future looks like from here, and I think it's pretty exciting.
Yes, this is very exciting. I love that. It all sounds like an amazing mission statement that resonates with me, because I'm always been on a mission to justify astrology in a scientific environment that I sort of grew up in, being a physicist, being amongst physicists. And I always thought that astrology has been bullied out of the science for no good reason. And I think it is a science, and I believe we're all scientists. At least, you know, there's a big group of astrologers who actually function as scientists, do their own research, do their scientific analysis. And the only difference between our science and conventional science is that we're not supported by governmental grants. We actually support our own research with our own hard-earned money.
Yeah, and that is something that I think astrologers are going to have to get real about. You know, everybody else's research in their fields is supported, and nobody's really supporting astrological research. We've recently started a crowdfunding campaign for the big data platform, and it's going to take financial support. But again, looking towards the future, it's going to make more money for everybody in the long run. And the more research we do, the more verified results we can produce, the better products and services that we can present to the public. And I think there's a huge market out there for what we do, but people just don't know that they need it. And that's entirely on us.
Another difference between mainstream science and astrology that I noticed is that mainstream sciences every so often have contradictions. They come up with theories, and then a decade down the line or a couple of decades down the line, they dismiss that theory, come up with a new one, or the new one contradicts some other statements. I haven't found any contradictions in astrology, unless you know some, but I haven't found any. I think astrology is a very smooth and consistent science.
Well, we still have a lot of things to work out, like, you know, which zodiac is the best, the tropical or the sidereal, or which house system should you use, or what works better, transits or progressions or whatnot. Part of the problem is, you know, I think there's two parts to the problem, actually. One is that we haven't really had the right tools for the job. You know, it's a very complex kind of analysis. But now, with the latest information technologies, with artificial intelligence, neural networks, self-taught machine learning, we're finally at a point in history where the information technology has caught up to the complexity of astrology, but we've got to bring the two together and really push it forward. So that's huge, and that's why people are starting to get a lot more results a lot more quickly now. So that's one part of the problem that is close to really being solved. The other part of the problem is, as you said, I don't think that it's a stretch to say that astrology has been bullied out of the sciences. It has. And more and more of us are really pulling that history together to look at the specific incidents where astrology has been unfairly debunked and legitimate astrological research has been declared pseudoscience. Meanwhile, these skeptics are presenting research projects that are just really sloppy. They're the ones doing pseudoscience. So again, it's on us to bring this information out and to make our own case. But as I said, that's two sides of the problem, and we're working on addressing both of them. I think we're seeing a lot of progress right now.
Beautiful, very exciting. So for those who are interested in attending the Kepler Conference, what are the deadlines to sign up?
Okay, well, you can go to our website and visit our registration page. We do have a price increase coming up the end of August, and then another one 2 months after that in October, and then another one 2 months after that in December. And again, you can go right to our website, thekeplerconference.com. It's also canaveralresearch.com. Either one will get you there.
Excellent. I'm going to post these links underneath of the video for people to easily access those websites. Thank you so much, Courtney, for the wonderful interview. And I'm really, really looking forward to the conference and meeting all these wonderful top-of-the-line research astrologers and having my own presentation there. Very excited about that.
Well, thank you, Nadia, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you, too.
My topic is going to be about physics of astrology, and the name of the lecture is Gravity. It's going to be all about gravity. I'm excited to present it. Thank you again, Courtney. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in January, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Nadia, and I hope you will come down there and explain to me what gravity is, because I can't figure it out.
I absolutely will. Gravity is very much misunderstood in conventional sciences, and I'll bring some clarity.
Good, I need it.
Okay.
I'm sure we all need it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.